Welcome back to Thanks for Your Concern. It is 2025 and I am Ella.
And I'm Bernice.
Hello, Bernice. How is 2025? How's your third day out here? It's my third day out here of 2025.
So the thing is, I have this crippling cough, okay? I don't know what they're putting in the water. Everybody's sick, like everybody and their moms are sick.
Yeah.
So I know it's communal, but like this cough is ridiculous. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready for it to be out. But so far it's been pretty good. I just rolled back into New York and I am ready to down to business. What about you?
Yes, girl. Yes, girl. So I'm okay, I don't know how to explain this, but do you know like when you have like you hear business advice that's like clearly made by a man and you're not fully buying it, but you're like, there's something here.
Yes.
Have you read the 12-week year?
No.
Okay.
Tell it to me.
Let me just say they share some of our viewpoints kind of similarly to how we did like a soft launch. Basically this idea that like a lot of time year-long resolutions are really hard because if you have some like a deadline that's a year away, it's really hard to like commit and feel it. And most people start drilling down on their year-end goals in like November because they're like, oh shit, like it's coming up. So instead you should kind of like trick yourself into thinking that all the time by just doing a 12-week year. And it's not quarters because I guess quarters, it's just that this idea that you could start and end a year at any time and then it should only be 12 weeks. A year is 12 weeks. So you shouldn't even think about a year anymore. You should like remove that idea. And it's like every week is a month and every day is a week. And that's how you could have to like stay focused in order to get a whole year's worth of stuff done in 12 weeks. And I don't know that I'm fully buying it, but I'm like halfway there. And it has given me like it's a book. So I've like read the book and it has put a little fire under my ass. So I am going to try it. The one thing that it says that I think would be really good for me in my life is like you should only focus on like 3 things at a time, which is probably my biggest thing. Is like focus on 3 things for 12 weeks and then after that like evaluate and try the next 3 things.
I like it. Let me know how it goes. Let me see how that goes.
We'll see. But I think I'm gonna try to like. But 12 weeks from now, I'm moving to Austin, which is like so exciting.
Okay.
But I'm at that like stage in my move where I'm like, I just need to get rid of everything. Yeah. I want to be a whole new person. I don't even like the aesthetic of my furniture. I want to get rid of everything. But I don't want to get a little too hasty because I've already given away some things where I'm like, ooh, I actually liked that.
Yeah. So I think we were talking about this when I was in Seattle and I was like, just get a storage unit and like at least, you can start getting rid of stuff slowly and then you can really keep the things that you want and make those come back to you, at a moderate pace.
Yes.
You do have to, when you move anywhere, you just have to be very critical about like, does this really bring that much joy? And then just send it. A lot of material things are replaceable.
Yeah, I've also just thought that like this is like a perfect time to like shed an old version of myself. So if there's like things that don't resonate with me, like there's no point in bringing it into like the next phase of my life, So it's like I feel like I'm having like not an existential crisis per se, almost in a good way though, of like, oh wait. I don't even think I want to be a person who fucking hoards
things.
Like chocolate bars, okay? Like I don't know, like I just have like random shit. And I'm like, I don't need this. Like the new me doesn't have all of this shit.
Yes. So you're a free bird.
Free as the day is long. And I'm actually really excited for this episode because I have some like we haven't had like a hot takes episode in a while. It's not on hot takes per se, but I think that our episode today is on like 2025 predictions and ins and outs.
Yes.
And I don't know if these are hot takes per se, but I don't know if they're going to be like a universal agreement amongst you and I or the general public. So I'm kind of excited to get into it.
Let's get it.
Let's do it.
What are some of your predictions?
Okay.
I'm curious.
So, are you familiar with The Workin'? The Walmart
No.
Birkin.
Oh, the Walmart Birkin. Yes, of
We're
course.
calling it the Workin.
The Workin. Got it.
I think that this is just the beginning of okay, so what I find appealing about the Birkin is how Jane Birkin like wore it and styled it. She just had a huge capacious bag with bag charms and it was very lived in. I think the Workin is the first of many large capacious bags. Okay? I think it's going to be the new trend. I think those like little cute bags, like little cute clutches, I think the next thing is going to be huge bags, huge, oversized, real big.
I'm not a fan of the Mary Poppins bag. Okay, so essentially the Birkin, if people are not they know what that is. A Birkin bag is a very expensive bag. They only make like a few a year. They're like very luxurious bags. They run for like what, like $20,000 or something like that.
12 to 250,000. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. So the Walmart decided to make their own version of it. And, you know, she's an affordable girl. It's a nice bag.
They already pulled it.
Really?
They just pulled it today. That's the hottest news is that they pulled the Workin off of the Walmart floors.
They probably got sued.
I know.
Yeah. Which we should get into that another day, how there's laws with like design sort of like and trademarks and stuff more in Europe that there are in the US. But I do know that that's like a European brand. So probably there's some difference there. But anyways, so yeah, Walmart came up with their own version. It went viral. And it's a big bag. Now,
big bag.
I don't love this concept because as a big bag girly that I used to be, it's the same concept as, you know, in middle school, you like carry all around binders. I stuff my binder like to the brim. Like I just be carrying a brick. That's essentially what that is, okay? You are carrying like 10 pounds on one side of your body. It's toxic. It's not good for you.
I'm obsessed, okay? I love a capacious bag. I'm a bag lady. I'm into it. So maybe this is a selfish prediction that I really hope that everyone gets on the capacious bag train. I think the next hot girl it bag, I'm just going to put this out there so that I can fucking screen grab this if it happens. Coach has a Rogue 39, okay? Big capacious bag. I think that's going to be the new it girl bag. I just have a feeling.
Okay.
I just want to put it on record. Because you know what I didn't put on record, but I want to put on record now? Who do you think is getting canceled? Did you have any people you thought might get canceled in 2025?
Oof. I mean, you know, some people are in the up and up. I think Blake Lively is for sure on her downward spiral. Yeah, I think that one's pretty evident. Homegirl really said, let's try it. And I don't think it's gonna end well for her. It's not looking good.
What's like I don't know. I know I've mentioned Gossip Girl so many times, but I don't think I've mentioned that my roommate's been watching it with me. And you know, my roommate's like my boy cousin, and he originally like it's like him. It's the same thing of like when you get a dude friend to like a dating show. You know, it's like at first they're not interested, and then eventually they're like fully into the drama. So he's watched like 3 seasons of Gossip Girl almost, and he's like, dude, this Serena girl is the worst. Like, she's the worst character. This is the character I like the least. And I was like, see, that's the same thing with me. I've never liked Serena. I've always been a Blair girl. And so I haven't always been a Blake Lively fan.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not a full hater, but I have not always been a fan.
You know, sometimes when you take the high road, it leaves people to do some weird shit, okay? And that is sometimes the reason why you shouldn't. Which brings me to my prediction of Unhinged Delusion Collective of 2025.
Okay, yes.
Okay?
I don't go with it. I'm with it already.
So essentially, I just think this year is just really gonna ruffle some feathers. I think politically, I think people are kind of like fed up with a lot of things. Like climate change is like really evident now. Like really, you can't like hide from it. Like, you know what I mean? Like Antarctica's green. Like aliens are here. So I think people are gonna become just as cuckoo bananas as the things going on in the world. I think we're going to see the unexpected. I think people are going to start marrying people you never thought they would. They're going to get married on like their third date. You're going to be like, why did she do that? And then they're just be like, I don't know. It's giving like 2025 because I think Brat Summer fundamentally fucked us up for the rest of our lives. Okay. I think our generation has been rewired for Brat Summer forever. Now, will I be in that collective? Probably. Okay? Probably. Will you see some things that I may do that make no sense? Yeah. Will I be not telling anyone about it and then suddenly, pop, just this thing will happen? Yeah.
I put something similar. I think that like people are kind of fed up of what's going on right now. Like it's fucking stupid. People are tired of it. I think 2025 is going to be the year of the hee hee ha ha's. I don't think people are in the mood to be serious. So I think that there's going to be just an onslaught of jokey jokes about everything. I think everything is going to become like you have to like laugh to stop from crying. I think that's going to be a huge trend where we're like, "Oh my god, I can't believe we're all laughing about this collectively." Even though it's like something that's objectively horrifying.
Like it's so bad, there's nothing else to do but laugh.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a huge trend. Like, I think that. Have you seen Hope Core videos where it's like a ridiculous audio and then it's like people putting inspirational quote, like text and images? Yes, I think familiar. Those are going to become so popular with just horrendous, like things we really should be scared about. Not to scare tactics anyone. I think that's the trend.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Do you have any predictions of who you think will get canceled?
I think I honestly think that there's going to be I think there's a shift in stand-up comedy.
Okay.
That's going to come full force cuz I don't think that people are going to be allowed to just jokey joke about everything and it be seen as funny. I think people are being held accountable more than ever, and I think people are either going to have to jump on the train or they're going to double down. And I have some feeling that there's going to be some comedians that are going to double and triple down that don't have the power and influence of some other comedians who have tried to double and triple down. Okay? Because I think I don't even know if I want to get into this, but like Dave Chappelle historically was one of my favorite comedians. I have not liked his new shit, but he has like the power and influence to triple down on what he says. I don't think every comedian has that. So I think if you do not want to like move forward with the times, I think that's going to hurt people in the long run. That's just a prediction.
Yeah, I mean, we're at the booming age of social media.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I think that cancel culture there may be a shift in it. The thing is, like nowadays, they're like, don't post on social media everything because you're just like exposing yourself. But the thing is, at least you're controlling your narrative at the time, right? Like, there's some people that don't engage in social media, but there's still information. Like there's always information about you that can be exposed in social media. And now people can just kind of put that information however they want. So I do see a lot more people doing interesting things where they come forward about like their breakups. Like, you know what I mean? Like they kind of do like their statements. This is what happened. This is my side of the story. I mean, I've done it too. But now I think it's like extra.
Do you think that's going to happen more or less in 2025?
I think it's going to happen more. I just feel like because like everyone's at the tip of you, like you're like at the touch of your fingers, like you can widespread anything that you want to say. It's just so much easier to tell the world your side of the story. I'm probably going to get kicked out of a group for saying this, but it is what it is. Okay. So essentially, I had like a girl who broke up with her boyfriend, okay? Mm-hmm. And she added, I shit you not, 100 women into a group message on Instagram.
Okay.
To essentially tell what their boyfriend did. And these 100 women are within the same community, right? So like the rape community in New York, she's small. So her vengeance, which I honestly, it was more of like a warning, but like I feel like that came from a place of hurt, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Was like, you should all be careful with this man because he did A, B, C, and D. And you should feel empowered to also share what these people have done to you. But obviously that came from a place where like she wanted to say what happened to her. So now collectively, like 200 girls know this dude's like a creep. I think we're going to see more of that.
You know what? I think that we're going to see a little bit more of normal people being a little bit more PR conscious, I think. So like, I think a lot of times, like with TikTok, like people have just been putting stuff out and think it's going to get, like if they have historically not gotten any views, they don't think that they're going to go viral for something, you know? And so they post it thinking like, oh, this isn't going to go anywhere. I think people are going to be more conscious because I've had 2 instances where a girl posts something and then takes it down because it gets too much attention and it's not the attention that they thought they were going to get. And I was like, ooh, I feel like this might be more of a trend of people just not going to post it then if they don't think it's going to go over well online.
I don't know, dude. I'm telling you, it's Unhinged Delusion Collective. Like, I've met some people recently that post some crazy stuff on social media, and I'm like, hey, like, as your friend, I have to tell you, you should probably take this down. You know what I mean? Like, get, like, and people that are trying to, like,
whoa, what kind of stuff? You have to send me links. It's gotta be crazy for you to tell.
It's not even like that. Like, this dude super unfriended me because of this, but, like, I was coming from a good place. So essentially, this man was like trying to start like his own sort of like business, throwing shows, whatever, in a part of New York. And at first we were friends. And I'm all for like supporting other people. I love to connect people. And mostly if you're a good human, like here are my contacts. So I like set him up with some of like my DJ friends. And then this man essentially started like posting on social media and like shitting on other groups in New York. And I was like, why do you have to do that? Like, for me, everyone can win, right? Like, if you win doesn't, like, you having a win doesn't mean you're taking it from anybody else. And I personally hate that mentality. And mostly when you're like aggressive and negative to anybody else regarding that. So I have several friends who like have small production things in New York, especially with EDM. One started doing really well, started throwing a lot of shows. And this other person who was starting something in another side of New York started just like commenting, like trolling him and like posting just like very aggressive misogynistic things on social media through their like business page, right? And I'm out here like telling people to work with him. So I felt responsible to be like, hey, I really don't love to see that like you're out here coming for other people that are just trying to do the same they are just trying to like thrive. Same vibe. Also, I've connected you with people, and now what am I supposed to say to them? And I had some of the people that I connected him with be like, I had a bad working experience with him because through another mutual friend, I heard like he was kind of talking shit about me. So that just like really rubbed me the wrong way. And that's what I mean. Like, I told him, I was like, if you can't like post your own things without like caring, maybe you should get like someone that does PR for you. You know what I mean? And yeah, he did not like that. But it is what it is. I'm just saying, there may be some people that are a little more conscious, but I do think like the delusions are delusioning. Some people really don't care. We're like, I'm gonna be who I want to be.
Do we love that? Do we hate that? I don't know if I love it or hate that, but I don't know if it's advisable, maybe.
I don't think no. You should always just like probably check the way, like, you're proud of that. You're proud of that. Why? You know what I mean? Like, if you really look at like, why am I doing this? Like, what's behind my statement? If it's negative, like, good luck. Like, I don't know. People can read that. People can read bad energy, and I don't know. I think karma works. I think karma works.
Karma.
But to each their own. That's an individual decision. You know, some ins and outs shifting for 2025. I think one of mine. I think I've always, at least this year, I was better about following my boundaries. But now I think I need to be a little more strict. And I don't want to say mean, because I really am not a mean girl. Like, I have this little conscious clock that sometimes I'm like, I just like don't have to put these vibes into the world. You know, I want to be a chill girl in my life, like just like a calm human, bring in positivity. When people overstep my boundaries again and again and again, I'm gonna be a bitch.
As you should.
It's in 2025, okay?
We've said this. I think being nice is overrated. Because I am always very kind. I come from a good place, okay? But I think sometimes I'm probably too nice. I think that it's like in society, women are taught to be nice and kind and all these things, considerate, all this shit that other people aren't taught to do, okay? Not every single person moves the same way. So it's like, that's like kind of related to like taking the high road. It's like, if you're always taking the high road, but you're dealing with people who are down in the depths of hell,
earth, yeah.
I don't think we should be going out of our way and putting a lot of energy into being the most like prim proper put together person and putting a lot of energy into a relationship where the other person is just not given the same. So it's like, okay, well, if it's being perceived that I'm being mean because I cut someone off after giving them the umpteenth chance, I think I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Snip, snip.
Snip, snip. Stand on your business, I guess. You know what I mean? Yeah. I had someone give me a pep talk about that. They're like, no, like, why would you do that if they're consistently being shitty to you? I'm like, well, you're right. Convinced it didn't take too much.
You got me.
What about you? What are some of your ins and outs?
So I think I'm seeing like a pre-recession core.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that trend of like underconsumption being really popular. What are some other things? Honestly, I've been seeing like doomsday prepper content increasing in popularity. Can you believe that? Which is all are kind of giving me the idea that we're all holding on to our pocketbooks because things are getting more expensive, but we're not getting more money. So with that, I think certain type of influencers are going to have a rough year because if everyone's being conscious about overconsumption, they're going to have a hard time selling what they're trying to sell if everyone is conscientious about, oh, you should be under consumption because you'll notice that everyone's trying to sell you something.
Yeah, I think that's I don't know. I feel as I see TikTok becoming more popular, like I hate that. I hate that like people like I love that people make money off of it, but I hate that they're making money, but like everything is an ad. You know what I mean? Like sometimes like I used to like people's content and now it's like, oh, she's wearing the same dress that like 20 other girls are like trying to sell on here, which I don't know. I think it's just like sad as a society to like have to, what is it? Not forfeit into capitalism, but like just be that influenced by capitalism. I do miss some of my girlies content pre them making money off selling things.
Honestly, no hate to the game, make your paper, boo boo, but I think that I've seen more people being conscious instead of like immediately going out and getting everything that everything wants. Like I'm seeing more like I don't know, like under consumption videos with having like 1 million likes on it. I just
Yeah.
don't think that was something we saw a year ago in my opinion. So that's just as like a pattern that a lot of people are thinking about how much we're consuming. And that's obviously not great for advertisers, and influencers are advertisers.
Yeah.
Pure point blank period. Now, not every single one. So some people make them off their like funny skits that get 1 million likes, but I'm just saying that the influencers who are actively selling things, I think are going to have a tough year.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are going to have a tough year. It's not giving recklessly spend money right now.
Hey man, I know. I mean, I'm all for underconsumption just because actually something that you said really resonated with me and I've been really thinking about it where you get to the point where like luckily you don't have to think about every single dollar.
Mm-hmm.
And I think especially for it's very healing from someone who I mean, I know we probably haven't told the story in a while, but I just remember like your mom just being so sad because every single person that came into our house during mom's weekend commented on there being juice in the fridge. And she just was like, what the fuck is with you guys in this juice? And we were like, oh, we don't buy juice.
We drink water here.
We drink water. And her being sad about it. But like there was a point, and honestly, we were choosing like malt liquor over juice, so we weren't struggling that much. But there has been for most of my life where I have not bought juice because I felt like I did not have the dollars. I still don't buy juice, honestly, because I do still live.
No, it's a habit. No.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But once you like make enough money to like not care about every single dollar, you kind of get a little loosey goosey. And so I'm like looking around at all the stuff that I've bought, and also I have ADHD to the fucking max. So like that comes with like impulse shopping and buying. So I'm actually happy that other people are talking about underconsumption because I could use a little bit of it. So I'm all about underconsumption here. I'm doing like a no buy month right now.
I like this for us though.
Yes. I like it for me too.
I won my 2025 in is be more resourceful. All right. I need to put people on like buy nothing pages, like Facebook Marketplace, like reuse recycle moments. You could find pretty much anything that you would buy new, like fairly slightly used on a lot of websites. Like also utilize like Craigslist has like free things. if you're balling on a budget and you still want a cute apartment, it is totally possible to do that without like going on Temu. Okay.
Also, like, yeah, let's give a shout out to Buy Nothing. Look up Buy Nothing on Facebook. I think that's my one thing is that I'm just gonna have to do the same thing I did in this apartment in my next city, which is curate things slowly. But I think there's something about underconsumption and being purposeful that I really like. That's thinking about like what's going to truly bring me joy in the long run, and let's invest in that. And because I have found myself either trying to buy dupes of something that I want. Like I've been trying to find a dupe for a Birkin. No, I'm just joking. I'm like half joking, but you know what I'm saying? Like if you buy like 10 bags that you don't really like, it's more expensive than just getting the one bag that you love. That's a part of the process when you're over consuming that you don't take time to think about, which is like, is this my style? Do I need this? Is this going to be like a part of my like curated experience of like who I am as a person? And I think if you're more conscientious of what you're bringing into your house, you have a more curated experience, which I think is like very special.
Yeah. All right. I have another out, and that's like mid energy slash like doubt in something that you should be 100% in. Meaning, like relationships, meaning friendships. If you have maybe a doubt, does this girl not like me? Let's just assume she doesn't. You wouldn't want to have a conversation about it. Fine, then she doesn't. Out. You don't have time here to ponder what you did to this person. If you're not willing to communicate, they're not communicating. Uh, Wrap it up. On to the next. It's not a fuck yes. It's a hell no. Relationships. You like someone. It feels kind of okay, but you're not sure. Out. Like, you know what I mean? Just like let him go. Let him go. Let him be free. Let him find somebody else that's excited about them. It's okay. They are not making you excited. They're like kind of in, kind of out. You can't tell if that man's your boyfriend, even though you've been together for 6 months. He's not. Out. Move on. Spend time with your girlfriends. Go talk to your grandma. Okay?
I love that.
Yeah.
Let's assume everything's all right, baby. I think that's it in 2025. Instead of assuming everything's wrong, let's just assume everything's all right. Like, oh, is my boss mad at me? I don't know. Assume that they're not until they say something.
Yeah.
Am I doing the right thing? Assume that you are and just keep on doing it until it feels like you're doing the wrong thing. Stop second guessing. Just keep going the path forward.
I think that you will always find out when you're doing something wrong. So it's okay to do things assertively. You know what I mean? Like you find out pretty quickly. Most people either will tell you that you're doing something wrong or things will start not working out and then something's up. You know what I mean? There's more information that comes from something being wrong doing or wrong for you. And when something is right for you, it just feels nicer. It feels easier. Feels
There's
a little
less
lighter.
tension.
Yeah.
There's not always someone going to tell you, like, give you the validation that you're on the right path. Like, that's rarely going to happen. So you kind of have to keep going, regardless of if you're getting the validation that you're doing the right thing. Is it the right thing for you? Is it what you want to be doing instead of like seeking for the world or the people around you to give you those answers?
All right, you got more? Any ins and outs, predictions?
The one and done child is going to be more popular.
Okay.
I really do. I don't know. This is kind of random, but I really feel like I think some people who are like pro because we have a really big childless movement, which I think like it's really cool to see people happy without children because I think society tells us so much you have to have children. More people advocating for just having one kid and being like, no, one kid is the best thing. It's like in between. I think the one and done is going to become really popular.
Okay. I mean, I'm with that. You can also like adopt if you want more children. So like, there's like avenues for bigger families.
Mm-hmm. I think big families during a recession times people don't.
How can you afford that?
Yeah, people don't platform big families. So I feel like the opposite that is one and done.
Okay, I'm with that.
Oh, I think we're gonna keep on hearing this word nuance. It's gonna be the only word we hear in 2025. Nuance, nuance, nuance.
Yeah, why?
People love that word nuance because so many people's takes are
nuance
without nuance because it's 60 seconds long. That now people feel like we have to have nuance. We're having like these critical discussions online. So I just feel like it's gonna be a more and more popular word that people are using.
Got you.
And I'm not here. I'm not here or there for it.
Mm-hmm.
I actually believe in saying things with your full chest without nuance. Bold claims with little detail.
Up to interpretation.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, we'll see how that goes.
Probably not well, actually, but
Unhinged Solution
my words.
Collective.
Actually, the one thing that I was gonna slide in here is like I feel like I don't know why, but I feel like I'm gonna change my mind in 2025 on a lot of things. I'm 30 years old, and I feel like I've been flip flopping on things. So like I don't know, you might hear me change my mind on a bunch of stuff.
Okay, yeah, me too.
I don't know.
I would like to take this back.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've been doing this for 5 years, so maybe I'll change my mind on some stuff. Who knows? I've been slowly coming around to certain ideas that maybe I wasn't 5 years ago.
A retraction episode.
A couple retractions. I've been thinking about, I'll just like leave it there. I've just been thinking about some stuff, and maybe I've just been mulling over some of my views.
Yeah.
And
so there join might us be some next week for our retraction episode.
Our retraction episode, we got to do it. All right, you guys. Thank you guys for listening to this episode. Please, we'll put a little poll on Instagram, and you can tell us your 2025 predictions, and maybe we'll read them out in the next episode. And you can only see those polls if you follow us on social media. So make sure wherever you're listening to this, you like it, you rate and review it, and you send it to a friend. There's been some juicy stuff in this, so maybe you want to share with some friends. And then find us on social media. Thanks to the number 4 You're Concerned. And I'm at Ella L. Tudor.
I'm at Bernice DSM.
Bye.
Bye.